Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, Busey Bank. Busey, your dream, our promise. You're watching Spotlight, and today I'm joined by Wendy Goettsch and Kitty Ryan of the Naperville Education Foundation. So welcome to the set.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're excited always to welcome you here. But Wendy, it's the first time for you. So first of all, congratulations as the new executive director of the foundation. That's wonderful. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you were drawn into the NEF.
Well, thank you, Jane. Well, my journey started really 9 years ago when my husband and I and my kids moved here to Naperville from overseas. We had been living in Europe and in Asia, working there as well. Came to Naperville, chose Naperville specifically for the school district, and loved it, and glad we made that choice. I soon got involved very quickly in the elementary school. Once my kids started elementary school, I became a volunteer, quickly onto home and school board, and I think that's where my love really of the school district started. I was so inspired by what I was seeing in the schools, what the teachers, the administration was doing for our kids, not just my kids, but all the kids in our school. Then I started volunteering with NEF, got to know a little bit about it, and then started working part-time for them, and that was 3 years ago. Well, actually 3.5 years ago now. And loved it. And as I was seeing the stories come across my desk of really the impact that NEF was making on all of the students in our school district, it just grabbed my heart, and I knew this was the place for me to be. So it evolved into now the executive director position, which I couldn't be more thrilled about.
Well, I think they're very lucky to have you. I know that the little participation that I've had with you has been tremendous, so
Thanks.
Terrific. Kitty, you and I have known each other a long time, but I've always known you as an employee of the district, most recently as the assistant superintendent for elementary education. But now you've made a switch, right? You are now, congratulations, the board chair for the NEF starting on July 1. So talk a little bit about that transition and what you've learned kind of now being on the other side as a volunteer.
Well, you know, after I retired, I got involved with the NEF, and the thing that really has struck me as I've transitioned into this new role of retired and volunteer is the commitment of the board, that this is a board, and I don't know why I wasn't fully aware of this, but through the lens I'm looking now, this is a board that is totally, totally involved. Roll up your sleeves, whatever it takes, we're going to get the job done, and we're going to get the job done for our kids. That's our focus. The other thing that I've learned, and in a slightly different way in this new role, is the involvement of the community in NEF. I look at our trustees from the past, especially our founders, their willingness to still to contribute, to be involved, the willingness of parents, the willingness of our teachers to be involved in helping us to meet the needs of the students that we all serve together. So it's been a real eye-opener, and like Wendy, the more involved I got, the more deeply invested I became. And so here I am as the new board chair.
Yeah.
We've got the bond. Help you, yes.
A very dynamic duo, I must say. A very dynamic duo.
We hope.
I feel very fortunate to be working with her.
We're going to have fun.
Yeah. Well, and I think, you kind of talk, let's kind of go back a bit. Talk about the NEF. Where are we today? Give us a little bit of an overview of the NEF and what it does.
Well, NEF today, like it has done in the past and continues to do, we look to see how we can fund to enhance programs within the district, programs that we have that benefit learning experiences for kids. We provide essentials with our Start the Day program, Kid Booster Annonymous Fund. We also help support educational needs and experiences with our study skills program, and now recently with the incubator of business initiative that the school district is working on. So really we're continuing to do the same types of things because the needs are still there. So we're very excited about all of those things, and we're really grateful that we're able to be in that position to do them. And we look for funding for those things that are really above and beyond the tax dollars that we as residents give. So we're very grateful to be able to do that for our kids.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because you talk, I mean, that's kind of the key piece, right? You mentioned it's beyond what the tax dollar can do, because so much of your programming is things that just the students would not benefit from if it were not for the work of the NEF, right?
And it really is, the board, we have a 17-member board of trustees. We have, dedicated volunteers, myself, a part-time development coordinator, Amy Shade. It's all of us together working to generate that funding.
Yeah. Now, Kitty, talk a little bit, because you've had some pretty dynamic growth in the last year to 2 years. Talk a little bit about how that's impacting those three areas that you talked about, the educating, the enhancing, and the essentials. How is that helping for the students?
Well, we really have had tremendous growth, and I would say one of the biggest innovations is the addition of our new director, because she brings energy and optimism to the role that helps to enlist people in that fundraising. And when we talk about the passion that Wendy brings to that, I think that helps people to say, hey, if she's so passionate about it, if she believes in so strongly, then we will too. And even if we're not on the board, we're ready to jump in. And so all those programs that we talked about, and we'll talk about more as we talk a little longer, that educate, the enrich, and the essentials. Thank you. Those are all direct benefits of that increased funding. We were able to give more money than we planned in grants this year. For example, we were able to give more money to students in terms of students that needed essentials. So the new funding that we've received has helped us to do more for kids.
Okay, which is so important. And how are you doing that, Wendy? Because raising money is what it's all about, right?
Yes.
In order to be able to spend the money for the programming.
Absolutely.
How are you bringing awareness to that, and how are you raising those funds?
Well, one of the things I was looking at is, what drew me to NEF, right? It was the stories. It was being inspired by our teachers and our staff, our social workers. So I wanted to bring those stories to life. And what better way to do that than through video? And really through the help of NC TV 17, we were able to bring some great stories to life and showcase them at one of our events, Building the Passion, which happened back in March. It's a great way to create awareness and inspire people to give. And it was a very successful event, and we continue to look at our events, which is one of the revenue generators that we have, in how we can educate during the event, how we can engage a new audience. We're always looking to educate new people about who we are, what we're doing. And video is a big piece of that, but those are just one avenues. We're also, on social media, we're also having programs like, if you're a district employee, for instance, you can give to our payroll contribution program, Sense for Kids. If you are a parent, when you're registering your child for school, you can check the box for NEF and donate then. So there's different ways of funding. People can go online and just donate to us. So there's different avenues to be able to do that. We also have planned giving if someone would like to think about creating a scholarship for someone, or if they would like to donate gifts of appreciated stock. We have all of those avenues available to them.
Well, and I think that's what's so exciting, right, is you're looking at all the different ways that people can tap in and contribute in whatever way works for them. But I think the point that you made about telling the stories is so important. When you can see the impact, and you both talked about that, the impact that you're having on students' lives, that's what makes the difference.
It sold us, and I know it will sell other people. We just have to get the stories out.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much for coming by. We so appreciate it. And if you would like to find out more about how the Naperville Education Foundation is helping enhance, educate, and provide critical essentials to students in District 203, please go and visit their website. We're going to take a quick break, but stay with us. We'll be right back with more Spotlight.